everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager with the Phoenix Knights Racing Team. It's Tondela. It's a full race weekend, and before we dive in, I thought I'd just give you a very quick look at the car, because we didn't look at the car in any great detail during the highlights package. We have been working feverishly on our engines, trying to improve the quality of our engines, and at the moment we're currently at the design stage. We have designed 3 engines thus far, all of them an improvement upon the ones that we had originally, and we are now designing our first Epic engine, which will be ready in 12 days time. After we've designed that one, we will design a second Epic engine, and that will be it for the engines this season. We will then switch our focus quite sharply onto improving the performance of said engines, because there's quite a bit of performance in the tank of these. Well, it'll be the 2 Epic ones. These will just be used throughout this season. But we're working absolutely like Trojans on next season's car, whilst still trying to increase performances of this season's car where we can. But ultimately, the goal is to make as many big strides as possible towards the top of the tree, and if that sometimes means sacrificing in-season performance for next season's performance, we have to take that. But we are challenging for 3rd in the Constructors this time around. We are currently in 3rd, and we will do all we can to try and keep pace in the development race with our opponents. So in this race, it is engine, it is front wing, it is gearbox. Of course, engine and front wing combined is not good for us, considering which parts we have, which are the weakest on the car. It is the engine and the front wing, and gearbox. We've maxed out as much as we can the reliability of those parts, so a little bit of weight stripping hopefully will offset some of that performance deficit that we have. We'll soon see about that. And also, I'm just going to take a very quick look. It looks like we have yeah, it's alright, it's okay that. I'm not going to play around with that too much. So we just need to dive on in. Now we will continue to maintain 6th or above. It's quite tough to get that, we're seeing, especially in qualifying. In the race we've got 6th or above last race and the race before. Let's look at our standings here. 12, 8, yeah, 1, 2. So 2 out of the 3 we've done it. 2 out of the 3. So we're going to continue on until it starts to become a major trouble. Well, then we may switch it to the 12th. But even getting this on just the race is 325,000, which is more than if we get both qualifying and the race for that. So it's still worth the risk at this moment in time. Right, it's tyre wear high, but it's the hardest compound. So I'm still hoping that soft tyres will be the way to go. We're going to go 8, 5, 2. And as per usual, see you in no doubt what will be a rather disappointing qualifying. Another practice session rolls on by. We get the car set up as exactly as we want it, and we set some respectable times. Let's hope that transfers into qualifying. Can it be our best qualifying of the season, considering the track, the high downforce? I seriously doubt it. I am not holding my breath, and despite the urgings of crews to use Super Overtake mode to give us that qualifying boost that we need, in the sake of fairness to both teammates, we are still saying no. Soft tyres, qualifying trim. Let's see what happens. We've weight stripped the car slightly more aggressively than we usually would, just to try and give us as much performance boost as we possibly can at this stage in the season. We need every ounce of performance to keep pace with our rivals. It's going to be a dry session, so we shall simulate. Let's see what happens here. Ninth and 11th, 9th and 10th, that's roughly where we would expect to qualify, in sort of fitting with our previous qualifying sessions. Flores having a stormer. Okay, so not bad from Surikov there. His second or third, whichever one it was. Hot lap there seemed to be a good one. But it's still a whopping 4 tenths slower than Sylvander's time. 6/10 slower than De Graaf's time, and a whopping 1.7 seconds slower than Lipponen's time. It looks like Lipponen is finding his feet. He's qualified on pole by 0.4 seconds on a Scuderia Rossini front row lockout. Maybe I can put my hat away. There's a long way to go, of course. Right. So, let's say disappointing. It's a qualifying we would expect to see. I was expecting 9th and 10th, 8th and 11th. It's not far from that, so we're just going to have to make sure that our races are really, really, really strong. The issue when you qualify so low down is if you get off to a bad start, you are screwed. We've seen how often our cars get stuck in the traffic. So first of all, we shall take a look at the strategies of both cars. We'll focus on Surikov to start with because he has qualified the higher of the two. He's got a 9 form. He's looking like he is meaning business today. He wants to draw blood. He had a disappointing race in China last time out. A decent race in Japan. He's looking to bounce back from the disappointment of China and prove that he is the #1 driver in the team. So in terms of strategy, it's 20 laps, which means 7, 7 and 6, and these tyres can easily do all of those. So it's going to be a soft, soft and soft stint. We're going to give Surikov the, seeing as he's got track position, we'll give him the 6 lap stint to start with. So we'll do 6, 7, 7 with Surikov. No, we won't. What am I saying? We're giving them the longest stint, aren't we? So we're doing 7, 7, 6 with him. So we'll fully fuel him. 7, 7, 6. With the Sandro Cruz, we'll try and short fuel him just in case he gets stuck in traffic. So he'll do the 6, 7, 7. That's right. So taking a lap of fuel out for him. And for strategies, it's going to be the old pushy, 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 pushy until you can push no more. And of course the knowledge, his soft tyres and race trim. So we've done as much as we can. We've weight stripped to the max. We've got the maximum grip, the maximum soft tyre stuff. We are as prepared as we can be. Let's see if it shows and reflects in the race performance. As we take a very quick look at the full grid, here it is. It's Lipponen and Balcazar. It's Engelhardt and Becker. It's Harry Chapman. De Graaf qualifying well in 6th. It's Sylvander 7th. Surikov with a pretty good lap in 8th. De Wolf in 9th. Disappointing for Kitano there. Lucia Flores is in 10th, and 11th is Alessandro Cruz. Do excuse the background beeps and bops of Discord. Most of my chats are muted, so this must be a personal message. And we're off and racing. At least I think we were, because both of our drivers got off to relatively poor starts. And somebody's locked to the tyres. It's Rosato Corsa. He's way down the field. It's Dorster. He's off. And both our drivers are now line astern, 10th and 11th. It looks like Surikov has got off to a bad start, qualifying in 8th, and he's already down now to 12th position. Not good for Surikov. And Cruz is in 9th. The first lap, of course, is not complete, so it's all not a lost cause. Track temperatures 21 degrees Celsius, which means that we can afford to push for some time on these tyres. Of course, soft compounds as well, not super soft, so not ultra soft, so tyre temps shouldn't be a massive problem as Cruz is up into 7th and Surikov, look at that, he's up into 8th. It's a good second half of the lap for both of our cars, and we're just going to take a look at the strategies now, just make sure that we're in line with what other people are doing. Yes, we are. We'll keep pushing for another lap, I think. Just half of this lap, and then we'll turn the tyre temperatures down. For the time being, we'll keep this momentum going. It's looking good. It's looking good. This isn't usually a track that you get too much car wear. So as long as we don't go too mad with the pushing, we shouldn't really have too many condition issues. And we're already getting a bit of breathing room to Chapman behind us. Breathing down the neck of De Wolf. But it's 5th and 6th. This is going to have to turn down now. Let's see. Maybe I should have turned it down to high rather than straight to normal, and we're going to turn down the engines as well. So all in all, I think we got off to a good start. Yeah, Kitano, we need to swing this back around. They are outscoring us. Panther 9th and 11th. They are really having a bad start to this race. Is it a complete utter flip flop in terms of performance of the cars here? As I say that, it looks like Harry Chapman's about to pass Surikov around the inside, but Surikov is not letting him go. He's not letting it go. He's not letting it go. He still maintains 8th position, but he doesn't have the pace, and it's only a matter of time before Chapman gets past him, I feel. For the time being, a good piece of defensive driving from Surikov. What I'd like to see. Don't like my drivers to give up their positions too easily. Now what we'll do is we'll get round the lap to the pit straight and then we'll adjust our strategy if necessary. Both of the Katanos are on the slower compound tyre, which is even more worrying really because they're pretty good pace. Okay, so here we go, we're coming round again. Just double check here, make sure everything is okay. We've got a little bit of fuel, excess fuel to play with. We'll save that for our in-lap to sprint. Tyre temperatures are fine, just beginning to drop. Tyre wear's okay. We're quite happy with this. Everybody else around us, some people are still pushing their tyres quite hard. But they will have to slow that down, either this lap or next, and that's when we will come into our own. Although, look at that, Flores! Passing Chapman and passing Surikov. She is on the rampage here. She is on the rampage. She's not holding back. She is really working miracles in that car, isn't she? Surikov was looking in his mirrors for Chapman, thinking I've got this covered, and all of a sudden, whoosh! Somebody else comes up and passes. So Cruz now, here we go, starting another lap. He's got 2 more laps to do, and she's off again. She's off again. We'll just let her crack on. We're just managing our own strategy here. I'd be shocked if she could keep this pace up for the entire race. I mean, if she does, fair play to her. But I think we'll get her. We're playing the long game here. We'll get her. We'll certainly get her eventually. So Cruz just coming round now. He's got plenty of life in the tyres, and he's got. So we're going to start to push him now. Just start to push him now, getting him prepared for his in-lap. Just getting him prepared for his in-lap. So he's pushing now for his in-lap. Going to put him back onto another set of soft tyres. We're going to fuel him for 7 laps, so maxing out the fuel. And yeah, that's fine. Right, Surikov has been passed now by Sylvander, which is bad news. He's got 1 extra lap to do, so he's just going to turn his tyres up to high for now. Look at this. She's got past bloody De Wolf as well. Where is she going? Is she in a hurry or something? She's got a dinner date. She's on the. She can't afford to waste time here. She's got a hot date after this race. Let's have a look at her form. I bet she's on really good form, isn't she? 8.5. Not bad. Not bad. She is absolutely on a flyer. Anyway, here we go. We're going to just get this down to high, ready for the outlap now. Cruz coming in for his pit stop. Let's make sure that the pit crew are primed and ready. Surikov now going to push for his in-lap. Here we go. Drax are down. Tyres are on. Fuel is going in. And it's a good stop. 8 seconds stationary. We'll take that. Right, Surikov. Let's have a look at Surikov now as he is behind De Wolf. He's pushing. He's allowed to push, and he's going to get past. It looks like he's going to get past to give his pit crew the best opportunity to get him out ahead of the Kitano, which is exactly what we need, of course, for our constructors' bid. Where did he come out? Does he come out in traffic? He's come out in clear air, which is really handy. Really handy for him to put that hammer down, get those lap times in, and get the undercut going. And we have completely and utterly... Oh, I haven't done this for about 3 or 4 seasons. I have not forgotten to pit my cars for a long time. Oh, Jesus. I've just been compiling some of my clips for the annual antics. And it's got about 4 or 5 situations where I've done exactly this. And I thought, when I was doing the video, I thought to myself, I haven't done that for a while. I'm getting more proficient in the old pitch strategy now. I haven't done that for about 2 or 3 4 seasons. Surikos race is over. Flipping hell. I'm absolutely seething. Absolutely flipping seething. So it's all on Cruz then, no pressure. But he has to really do this. He has to really, really do this for the team. He has got ahead of Flores. I did think he would. And look at that! A mistake! A mistake by Becker mid-lap. Locking up there, going wide. Which opens the door for us to pass. Did kind of slow us down initially. And there's Surikov limping around out of fuel. Slowing us down. And that's cost Cruz. That's cost Cruz. Not only has us failing to fuel Surikov cost himself, he's got in the way of his teammate, probably on purpose. Although he won't say that. Probably on purpose. And we've dropped back now to 9th. Good grief, what is going on? Right, we're going to have to refocus. We're going to have to refocus here. No panicking. No panicking. Let's just get ourselves ready here. We're just going to have to keep him on push as high as he can. It's unlikely he's going to get any points today, but we're just going to have to keep him pushing as long and as hard as he can. So we are in 7th position, which is not the end of the world, but considering we should be in 6th here, that would be a success, although De Graaf is in 4th. His teammate's not in the points at the moment. Panther are struggling, Chapman's in 15th, so if we could get 6th position, it wouldn't actually be a catastrophe for the constructors. Of course, with Surikov in the race, we'd have probably got some points with him and it would have been not too bad, but well, we can't quite cry over spilt milk now. It's what's done is done. Flores is on the slower tyre. She's managing to keep ahead of Cruz. She is pushing hard though, and we've got some performance in the bag. We're going to actually go down to medium, just simply to give ourselves more push at the back end of our stint. We're going to do a lap of normal, and then we're going to start to turn things up. So this is just the calm before the storm. Yeah, we're just going to push as hard and as fast as we can with Surikov. Just see where it gets him. He's probably getting his car blowing up on us, but well, there you go. Now, you do have Sylvander over the back of us, but it's okay. We'll let him go for now. This is the calm before the storm. We are anticipating now putting in 2 fast laps. So first of all we'll start on high, and then I'm going to switch it up to overtake and push. I'm hoping that this will get us past. Flores is 2 seconds ahead of us. She should be in sight. There she is. And now we're going to go full juice. And we're going to remember to pit with you, aren't we? Indeed we are. Right, soft tyres. To the end of the race. Okay, he is passing, he's passing Sylvander. We've got a Scuderia Rossini on the back of us also. And he's now looking to get right on the tail of Flores. He's going to... Here we go. The fuel's running down, the tyres are on the rims, but we are coming into our pit stop. Can we get ahead of her in the pits? Come on, pit crew. This is all down to you now. Yes. Oh! It's close. It's close. We're going to give him overtake and overtake for the first lap here. See what we can do with it. See what we can do with it. Come on, she's pulling away. She's had an absolute storm of a race as Flores here. I did think we'd get her towards the end, but she has been absolutely on the money here, hasn't she? She has been on the money. Got Gonzalez to pick, which will put us into 7th. It's where we expect to finish, is 7th, but we really could do with finishing higher than that. And look at the Panthers, 10th and 15th. They are having an absolute nightmare of a race. De Wolf is in 14th. For the big boys, it's been an absolute catastrophe, hasn't it? Absolute catastrophe. Sirikov having a nightmare, Chapman having a nightmare, De Wolf having a nightmare. At least one of the two drivers in the 3 teams battling for 3rd place, at least one of their drivers has had a bad race. And I say one of their drivers, you can't really blame Sirikov for that. It was the team's fault. Right, we're going high now. We're going to have to risk it. We're going to have to risk it. What is she doing? She's turned it down to normal, so we'll go high overtake, which means it'll give us a slight edge on pace here. 2.3, 2.2. I am shocked at how quick she is today. .9. It is coming down, but we can't keep this push and this mode for too long, can we? We'll try and keep it for as long as we can, but the tyre degradation is going to suffer immensely. But we've got a nice cushion to the car behind us, so if we have to turn it down, we can turn it down and concede. But for the time being, we are on the attack here. She's just proving a slippery fish to catch. I'm expecting her to have to turn right down to conserve, and that's when we push. That's when we do it. Come on, Cruz. Come on. We need you to do this. We need you to do this. She's still pushing the engine and she's still normal on the tyres. We've actually got some people pitting again. I wonder if De Graaf might have to pit again, you know. You reckon? Her tyres are 33% and she's got 2 laps to do. So are ours, actually. Where's De Graaf? He's conserving. He should be alright, he's conserving. Can't believe if De Graaf gets 2nd place for Kitano, that's a catastrophe for us and the constructors. Somebody's on fire. Somebody's on fire here. It's Engelhardt. He's on. He might still finish the race though on fire. How is this possible? %15 tyre life left. We are on the rims here. Cannot believe that Engelhardt is going to finish in 5th position with a car that is chucking black smoke from the rear. He is going to make it, isn't he? He is. Got 7% tyre life. We've got a car catching us at a right old rate of knots. No! 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 Oh! Cruz literally hung on for 7th place by must have been hundredths if not thousandths of a second, because we got exactly the same time to the 10th of a second. We must have just edged it by a couple of hundredths there. His tyres were like driving on ice, completely worn down to the rims, and he just, by the skin of his teeth, managed to hang on. Safe to say that you can't really afford to make these silly blunders, missing your pit stops, when you're in this top echelon of motorsport and you're battling so close for 3rd place in the constructors. It's devastating. And what is even more devastating is the fact that we actually have outperformed Panther, which is good. We could have got more points, which really does rankle. But it's the fact that Kitano, De Graaf, has absolutely had a stormer and picked up 18 points. That puts Kitano right back into the mix. And we just missed out on our objective, our sponsor objective. Oh dear. Right, there you go. Alessandro Cruz widens that gap to Surikov. Again, not Surikov's fault. Surikov was looking pretty good actually at the time. Never mind. But look who takes back the tops of the championship. It's my man Lipponen. Keep going, my friend. Keep going. Did he win the race? He did win the race. Okay. Good stuff. Let's look at this. This is going to make for close reading. Phoenix Knights, 46. Kitano, 44 now. Panther, 40. 6 points separating the 3 teams. And look at Windsor. How they have fallen. We could tell they were falling away at the back end of, not last season, but the season before. And then last season, we knew that they were falling. This season, even further. They're just getting clawed down the table. Their HQ is not good enough to maintain development pace. And that's what's happening to them. On the other hand, Kitano, who's got the best HQ on the grid, that's why they are proving to be the development kings, and they, in my opinion, are soon to be passing Panther, I'm telling you. And as for us, I think we're kind of in the mix, really. We've been doing a good job with our limited resources, and if we can get our engine sorted and our gearbox for next season, I think we'll be the team definitely getting 3rd, and probably more comfortably so. This season we may push for it, we may achieve it, we may not, but we're going to be in the fight. But I think next season we'll be looking bit more cozy. So we lose a full amount of coin because of the lack of sponsor objective there, but never mind. Now what we'll do is we'll do all this on camera now because you've not seen it for a few races. We'll sort the pit crew out before the race in the next session. For this one, I do not wish to interview, thank you. Pit crew did well, no mistakes. Fastest time was 6.5, that's good, that's good. Can't really cry over that one. And we have the car repair finished. What we're going to actually do is, this race is gearbox, rear wing and engine. Reliability of the engine and the gearbox is fine. Rear wing, so we'll swap front wing for rear wing reliability. It's in 16 days, so our epic engine will be built by then. This engine is the same performance as this one, so there's no point of increasing the reliability of this just yet. It would only be worth doing if we actually reached its potential, which is not going to happen really in season, I don't think. So we're just going to stick with the current engines that we've got, because we are what the problem is we are racing against the clock in terms of development time, and you can't waste time increasing reliability of parts that you don't need. Oh shoot, I've just made an absolute boob here, have I not? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It's a race against the clock. It's a valuable development time, I'm saying, and right when I'm saying that, I got the complete wrong setup on, and we're not increasing the reliability as quickly as we should have been. Never mind, never mind. It's been a catastrophe of a session, that's all I can say. Oh dear. Okay, so our epic engine is built, which means we're going to build one more engine, and that will be us for next season. Let's take a look at the engine that we have built, though, just to get an idea. It's 1889. It's not actually illegal. We could actually use this season, and we may do so. Towards the back end of the season, we'll flip this in once we get its reliability up. But it's 1889, 1990. It's pretty good. Right, one more to go. So this is going to be the all singing, all dancing engine for next season, with risky parts. 1860, 1860. Okay, that was the best one. 1900, 1860, 1895, 1844. That was the better. That one is 1940. That one is 1970, and then top speed combined with more top speed. You're looking there at a pretty kick-ass engine, if I do say so myself. It's going to take a long time to develop, but it'll be worth it. And it's going to cost quite a bit of money. Right, so that's the second engine. So that was, even though that was an epic engine, look at that, that's 1990, so that was 2075 or something, so it's considerably better than even this one. So it's going to be a pretty good engine, especially when its performance is increased as well. Could be a barnstormer of an engine. Anyway, this is one that we're not going to pick any of these, so upfront payment please. Righty. We shall soldier on. Shall we check on Valdez? Where is he? Oh, look at that. Sundin has retired. She was listed as a favourite driver. She's no longer favoured, which means she's probably retired. Look at Sergio Valdez. He's in the Asia Pacific Cup now, right? But the Ozu Motor team seem to be struggling. No points. Nil point. They have been promoted, so it will be a struggle for them. So there we go, it's race weekend time, and just quickly inform you that already Scuderia Rossini have produced a better suspension than us, so we're dropping slightly in the suspension front, but still it's very competitive. Let's not get that. Let's not beat about the bush. That is still a competitive engine. Our gearbox seems to be increasing slightly, which is nice. It's looking. It's the third best on the grid actually, which is. Well, most welcome. Okay. I think that's because we spent 8 days increasing the performance of it by mistake. And we've also maxed out the performance of that as well. And that. So that mistake of 8 days worth of performance has actually enhanced our rear wing, our suspension and our gearbox to their maximum potential, which actually could really help us in the race. So that's not actually a bad thing, is it, really? That mistake could actually prove to be quite useful. We've maxed out the reliability of those, and that's 99, near enough, good enough. So, yeah, actually, that could well be quite beneficial. Performance of the brakes is next, and also we'll do that while in advance, and we'll start working on that, because that is usable. And we'll also start working on the reliability and performance of... Well, we'll work on the performance of the current parts that we're not going to change this season, just so that we've got those maxed out. So that would be the front wing and the brakes. And we might as well start on those two as well then. Well, on... yeah. Okay, reliability of the front wing needs to come up as well. We've got the suspension. Right, so what we'll do is we'll forget that. We'll do current parts. So that... yeah, so one more after the next race at the Black Sea, we'll finish off all the reliability of the current parts that we have, and that will only take 50 days after the next race, and that'll be then we can focus on the performance of the parts, which is a lot earlier. It feels a lot earlier than last season that we're doing this. So either we'd be more efficient with our reliability work, or I don't know. Anyway. I'm rambling on now. It's late at night, and that's probably why I made a couple of boobs. But there you go. So next session is going to be another highlights package. So we'll race Russia and Germany, and we shall come back for the full race of South Africa, because that was the scene of a rather good race for us last season, and hopefully we can repeat that. So yeah, see you in the next session for the highlights. Till then, see you soon.